Hey, 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 hey. Welcome. I'm checking my audio signal. It looks fine. Welcome to Kong YouTube channel. Um, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. So we're doing today Kong builders. If you're watching us live, which you should, because the most experience from the show you can get if you're watching us live and you are participating in the stream and you asking some questions, maybe even get some answers. Please, my friends, write down in the comments how you can hear me, or if you can hear me at all, because I see right now around 6 people are watching. 2 of them probably is my parents. As always, they watching my live streams. Write down in the comments where you're coming from, and what is your name, and what are you drinking today. This is the Kong YouTube channel. Some of you might watch this in other places, like LinkedIn. Last time LinkedIn didn't work out for some reasons. I need to check if it actually works this time. Let's see if people can watch us there as well. Like, let me quickly check. No, waiting for broadcast. So something is not right. Supposed to be checking in. Why I don't see people watching us on YouTube. Also, let me quickly check if we are live in. Let me go to the to studio. Okay. Next time. I don't know. Like, I don't know what is happening with the LinkedIn fella. Maybe. Let's see if you're watching us in Twitter somewhere. If you're watching us in Twitter, let's see if Twitter is also up. Yeah, Twitter is up. Looks like some people actually watching us in Twitter. Great. It's good to have everyone is here. Today, what I want to talk today. So many of you know that Kong Builders, this is the show where where I'm doing some stuff, or my colleagues doing some stuff. Sometimes successful, sometimes not. It is not polished, and sometimes it's not even prepared. It's 100% improvisation. And today I'm gonna try to show you how you can use this serverless platform called Knative together with Kong Ingress controller and Kong API gateway to deploy some of the services. And yeah, so that I would be interested to do this. Also, I would love to answer any questions if you have any questions during this presentation. As always, let us know where you're coming from. So let's get or jump right in. So we will need a couple things here. All right. So let me know if everything works. Sometimes I feel like my screen or like my camera freezes when I'm showing my screen, but right now everything looks fine. All right. So let me bring this a little quick. So what are we going to talk about this? Where's my Google Chrome? Yeah. So Knative. And knative.dev. So essentially, it is a part of idea of Knative. I don't know how many of you actually used that platform called Heroku. Heroku was great. It's still great. It's still great. A great platform for deploying your applications. And the way how they treat this development stuff is it's kind of unique. You don't need to focus on infrastructure. You don't need to focus on even compilation, I would say, right? So with the Heroku, you will be able to just like specify your source code and you just git push, and after that Heroku will do the thing. So there's no, in contrary to Kubernetes. With Kubernetes, we have all nice things. We need to build our images. We need to compile it, build the images, define how we're going to deploy this, deploy the services to get access to this to these applications. And after that, you need to even like provide ingress if you need to get external access to the system. So with Knative, it's a kind of like attempt to provide a developer-friendly platform to deploy and build your applications. So we're going to talk about this and how you're going to install this, and we will touch today like just like a small fraction of the Knative, what you can do with this. And today we're gonna do like simple thing. We'll install it. We will configure Ingress, so the Kong will serve as an Ingress, and the Knative allows you to do that. Yeah, and after that we will deploy simple app. We will try to get access to this application, and we'll see how it goes. All right. Let me know if you are watching this live, everything is good, you like it, and all good. Now, so before that, I need to have a Kubernetes cluster. So let's try to create this cluster with this particular command. So we're gonna do this US East cluster, 3 nodes, enable APIs, and we deploy this Kong builders. We're gonna do Kong builders. Let's see if I have enough space in my zone, so it will have enough resources for me to deploy this. Yep, so far it starts good. I will ignore all these warnings for now, so it should be fine. Oh, I didn't check which project I use because I might use some of the wrong project, but we'll see. If this command will fail, we can always start over. Now, so what I'm looking at, like my stats, my stream is going strong, and I don't see many people. Where are the people? While we're sitting here, maybe you have some questions to ask. Oh, no, I actually have some of the things to say. So if you didn't check the last time, I did the UDP Ingress. Go watch the previous Kong builders. Also, suggest what you want to see. Like go in Twitter, tweet at Kong Inc. or tweet at GM USSA, and we will see if we can accommodate your requests. So that's I would like to have this conversation as interactive as possible. So like having some of the requests from the people in the community and the internet would be a nice thing to have, right? All right. So while it is while it is running, so let me check some other things. So like, I see that my FPS is going down for some reasons, and I'm wondering if it's something that I do wrong or so let's see. We do have some questions. I have a question from last week. Proxies bypassing void. Any idea why? So need a little bit more details. So essentially, when the conk runs as a gateway for Istio, we use conk to listen outside world traffic, but it also needs to communicate to inside. You need to talk to this like service mesh, and I don't think it is disabling, because like the ingress becomes a not ingress, the gateway becomes a part of the mesh. So I'm not sure what you mean by these questions. Okay, so Dreamcat 4 previous he saw, or they saw my previous videos including UDP. It was very helpful to demonstrations. Thank you so much for these kind words. That was great. Okay, I don't see any requests in the log. I think we need to. I need to have some little bit more details on this one, because I don't know. I don't know the answer right away. Okay, Sudarshan decide to just like throw some aces here. Yeah, the next time to do a demo based on the custom plugin. So if you're talking about the custom plugin that runs locally or runs inside Kubernetes, I think it's the point of time when I say challenge accepted. So this is something that I potentially can do, absolutely. All right, so my cluster is up and running. Let me do few kind of like a housekeeping items to enable some of the API and bindings. So the RBAC will be configured, all good. Now, so as you can see here, Knative already have 1.0. It was last week, I guess it was announced that it can do 1.0, but my demo is based on the previous version, so I'm not gonna attempt to do anything crazy with the 1.0 today. Maybe I'll do my own thing, and after that we will see how we can do this with 1.0. So first thing that I need to do is install a bunch of CRDs from Knative. So I will go ahead and apply this plugin. So Knative includes multiple components. It includes the serving components, includes eventing component, and today I'm gonna talk only about the serving component. So we're gonna be deploying just one simple app, and integration with other components might be covered in other places. Like for example, last week at the Devoxx London, I did a presentation with a friend of mine, James Ward from Google, and we talk about how to integrate Knative eventing with the with Apache Kafka. So now let's deploy this. So when I'm done deploying my CRDs, it's time to let's do this one. Oops. I will do this one. I'll put my K9S here so we can also see. So a bunch of things just happened, and Knative will be available for us. Let's take a look. What do we have here so far? Now the Knative serving is active, and controller is up and running. Looks good. Autoscaler, activator, webhook. So looks like it's deployed. So next thing is that I need to install Kong Ingress controller. So Helm repo update. Okay, so in this case, I'm not gonna do any customizations for Helm. So in this case, I'll just do Helm install conk. So I'm just gonna install conk as always into default namespace. Let's just do this. Not gonna do any modifications. Maybe if I need to modify something, I will do, but right now, not gonna. Okay, create namespace conk, and let's install this through conk ingress control. As you can see here, environment is created. Sweet. We're going in. So I do have this predefined command that will be waiting because we need to have an external IP address here. So actually, let me see. What's the name of the service? Service conk proxy. Okay, so in this case, I need to modify my my script because conk. When I install this with Helm, it will add this release name as a part of the prefix. Let's see. So now, if I do HTTP $IP, yep. So now conk is deployed and it serves our requests. Now, so in order to tell my last comment still up. I'm sorry. In order to tell Knative to use conk, we need to modify a config network. So let's take a look on this. So if I will go to namespace and let's guess Knative service, and we will go into config. Config map, and we're interested in config network. So this is example configuration, blah, blah, blah. So you see here, by default, it uses Istio as Ingress, but we will modify this. We're going to be telling this Knative fella to use our conk Ingress. So for this, I'll go ahead and use this command. So what it does, it will change this configuration and will add this Ingress class, conk, so the Knative will be using this as an Ingress. We patch that. Let's see. So now, example configuration. Where is it? Why it's not using conk? Oops. Describe date example. Okay, so it was like apparently there's two things that it has example. This config map has example, like this, like underscore example, and also there's actual config that includes the conk as an Ingress class. So now, another thing that we're going to be using, since not many of people will have custom domains for this, we're going to be using. So what the Knative allows us to do allows me to deploy application and provide a ingress to this application, but also it allows me to get access to this application. It gives me like URL that I can access, and I need to define what kind of domain that we'll be using. So in this case, I will use this guy to forward all my requests. So in this particular case, I will be using, where is it? Oops. Don't save any changes. We'll go in here, which is the echo dollar $IP. So that's my conch gateway. So if I will go about something like this, says not secure, advanced, proceed. Yeah, so it still hits right place. So we see some message that comes from conch. So we're going to be using this as our domain name in our Knative config. So in this particular case, we're going to do this config map that will include this config domain. So since I'm executing this in line, so as you can see here, we're going to be using a config domain, and it's configured, and I'll just do config domain. And now it uses this as my data. So now all my applications will be deployed, again, my applications.name / IP address / oh, not slash, dot, and stuff. So let me show you how this would look like. So let's take a look. Let me open some text editor. Why I cannot drag the tab? Oh, why nano? I like to use not nano. I like to use micro. I like it better. Okay, so next thing is that we need to define our application, and the way how we can do this is defining this. So now here's something interesting. There is a new type of service, and this service is more related to concept of microservice. So in this case, it's nothing to do with network service that has significance for Kubernetes world. In this case, we're going to be using this service from Knative. And only thing that we need to figure out here, or like configure here, is image of the application. And after that, Knative will take this image and provision us with all required things that we need to do. And in this case, I will use some of the Hello World from Go. Let's Google it and see what they can do. Yeah, like this one. Let's find this and see what it does. You can build this. It's already. You can deploy this in Docker, but some good people already deploy this. Good people from Knative already deploy this in Google Cloud Platform. Now, let me do this one. Save. So in this case, I can do apply service YAML. So new service was created. So let's take a look. How does it look like? If I go to namespaces, I believe this service was created in default. And if I will just do so in the Knative, it creates some of the custom resource. In this particular case, custom resource will be serverless service, and that thing is just like deployed my application. How I can get access to this application now? So in this case, let me do stuff like this. That was service we created. And now what you can see here, so when I get this service, it gives me this URL. And now this URL is actually pointing to my application. So I didn't configure anything. When I hit this, what will happen? I get the hello world. That's awesome. So like what happens here, I didn't do anything in terms of like externalizing access. And as you can see, let's take a look on the headers on this request. Network, and I'll see this one. And response headers, as you can see here, this goes through the conk. So what happens is, I created this custom resource called service in terms of Knative, and only specified image. Since Knative knows how to deal with simple stuff like a web applications, so it's created the services that required. It created even Ingress for this application, and now all the traffic that Knative will be created will go through the conk. So you can also apply different plugins and stuff like this, and it just works. And the cool thing is that if there would be some idling and there would be some the pauses that, for example, application will not be used, Knative will make sure it will go away. So after a certain time, let's see. Yeah, it's still up and running, so we will be able to get access to this one. And this is the name of the service. This is namespace, and after that domain that we specified. So far so good. Now, I would like to deploy my. If you remember, I wrote. If you remember, I wrote this application that generates a different quotes, and this application is located in Docker. So let's see, Docker hub.docker.io. If I still Docker hub. hub.docker.com. Okay, sign in. I will log in real quick here, and I will deploy as Viktor Gamov. So in this case, my Docker ID would be like this. All right. So my reactive code service, and the latest and greatest snapshot is 03. So that's my image. So let's deploy this, right? Let's deploy this. So I'll just do cp service to code service, and I'll just do a micro code service. So in this case, I need to go ahead and replace this with this image. Now name will be quote service, and now I'll just do okay, created. So let's just do, let's see if the application will be provisioned now. As you can see here, all these things are starting coming up, and now quote service in default namespace will be available now. It works. I'll just do HTTP. So as you can see, that's it goes through the conch. Deployment of applications are super simple, like incredibly easy to deploy this. That's what you can do with Knative. Now, let's see what is going on in our application. Let's try to hit hello world again. See, this already is unknown. So what it will do, where is it, my hello world? If I'll just hit refresh. And it's a good thing that we can see. So conch can measure upstream latency, so meaning how long it takes to conch to hit this upstream service. So in this case, my upstream service takes a long time to respond. So if I will refresh it, now it's faster. Like, why did it happen? So Knative will be responsible for, because it's a serverless, and in serverless world, you want to pay only for the things that you actually using. So in this case, if you're not using anything from, if you're not using this from, we didn't use the service for a couple seconds, so Knative was kind of like a shut down this application. So now you see my quote service, because it's not used, no active connection, so there's no one's pinging this and no one is using this. And in this case, if I will hit this again, watch what will happen here. So the status will switch to something. And here's the difference between these two applications. So the application now, see, it's up and running, and the response, it takes me almost like 8 seconds to start. Not the problem. The idea is that my application takes some long time to start of my application. That my application that I use in this example. One of my application here is written in Java. It uses Spring Boot. So it's nice and cool application for people to deploy. However, the startup might be a problem. Like startup time might be a problem here. So there is a thing we can actually try to fix this right now. So Spring Boot native image. So in order to optimize this, we can try to build a native image that will be much smaller. And I haven't tried with this framework because I previously tried with the with my application, but the framework that I use to do this, how it's called, the quote generation, like this, like back to future quote generation. See, again, the application died right now, and they both not up and running. So if I'll go to do this like a pods, as you can see here, now it's running. It took us like 8 seconds to start. Let's see if it's true actually. It took us application 6 seconds to start, plus it took some time for Knative to provision some other components. Let's try to build native image from my application. So maybe it will help us to do this. So we're going into quote service. Before I do this, my quote service here doesn't have, there's a bunch of pull requests. So let me update latest version of Spring. So what we're talking about is 256 and 256 quote service protobuf. So we're not interested in protobuf, but let's choose 256 quote service. Let's try to build native image. So the native image in a Java world, we have ability to do this ahead of time compilation. So there would be some plugin that will go through all the code path that happens in my application, optimize it, and produce image that would be small, and the startup time would be significantly faster. So I actually didn't do anything like this before, and I would like to do this right now. So let's take a look. And we go to, we will get the latest version of Spring here, 2.5.6. And we will refresh our Gradle cache. Let me take a look. Okay, so it's still building. Let me see if there are any questions. So there's no questions here. Like, I just want to make sure that I'm not talking to myself, and there's still people who watch this. People, let me know if you're still watching this. Okay, so let's take a look how this native image works. Getting started. Native image options, samples. Samples folder. Let's see. I'll just do build. Aha. Okay, so I have this commented out, so let me add this one more time to do. Spring AOT. Maven, but we're interested in Gradle. Um, this is what we're going to be using. It's not experimental anymore, so it's good to go. Again, I haven't tried this before, so I decided to, okay, let me try this with you right now. Okay, now let's see if my plugin updated. No. We'll see in here we go, tasks, build, build image. Why it is not doesn't have a build native image yet? Okay, plugin is not found, so in this case we're gonna do this plugin management, repositories. We will add this here. Yeah, so looks like I don't have it here, so let's have it here. Okay. Plugin management, it's not here, so we're going into settings, plugin management. It says repository snapshot. We're gonna do, we also add the release. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Cannot find Spring Experimental, Spring Native. Let's see, maybe I made some typo here. No, it should be fine. The version. Groovy release. Let's see. Let me do this one. Okay, I know. Adding a repository for release. Let's see, repeal this one more time. So I'm doing some bold stuff here right now. The my computer might even slow down when I'm doing this, and apparently I don't know if you see this on the other side of the stream, but like my my laptop right now is just like, you know, it's gonna fly. The good news that I actually put the pre-order for new MacBook. We'll see how this will help with the compilation of Java and the compilation, all these kind of things. Now, we good. Now we do have something around. What's the task? We boot build image. Now we need to tell this to use. So let's see what we can do. Spring AOT. Complete code sample with default values. So let's do that. if I run this boot image, let's see if it will execute. So it is relatively complex project because it includes a lot of things. It includes gRPC, it includes some other things. Let's see if it actually will be executing. This is warnings, it's okay. Let's use some annotations. Now, start doing some cool stuff. One error. No such file or directory. Docker daemon is running and accessible. Okay. It uses Docker, so I need to start this Docker daemon. And we're building this reactive code service image. Docker, okay, snooze. I haven't updated my Docker for a while, so I don't know what will happen. Okay, started. Let's see if anyone tweeting about this session. If anyone actually watching this in Twitter, let me see. Yes, we're still going strong in Twitter. Now Docker is up and running, so let me try to run this one more time. Ignoring all these things. Oh, like maybe next time I'll show you how I can. I don't know, with Knative you don't need this stuff, but like what I was doing for some of my applications, as you can see here, actually generates a bunch of Kubernetes artifacts for my application. So it's a Spring Boot application based on some sort of annotations. This plugin goes and generate all artifacts that I need to deploy this application. But with Knative, as you saw, I just deployed this as a service specifying the image, and that was it. So let's take a look. Where's my run? If it's builds. Okay, so now this is interesting. We can speed up startup of application, but the time that takes to build this image will significantly increase. So now we waiting. Let me see if I can show you. I used to have a command that allows me to see status of Docker df introspect. If you know how to get the okay, so now interesting thing is happening. So here, remember when I was talking about the Heroku and the platform? So Heroku actually popularized this concept of build packs. Essentially, when you put your code in version control and push it to Heroku, Heroku will scan through the code and recognize this based on certain criteria. For example, if there's a build.gradle file, most likely using Gradle to build this application, to build your project. And the concept of build pack actually came out of Heroku and started developed into something called cloud native build packs. So cloud native build packs is a community supported yeah, that's a timeline. It started at Heroku. After that, Pivotal was doing something for Cloud Foundry and also started developing this. And after that, they joined forces and released Cloud Native build packs. Now, for this image, Spring uses build pack. Spring Boot plugin uses build packs to figure out a overall story. It knows how to build Spring application, how to build a optimized. Okay, built image. How to build optimized application. So let's see. I will get back to this one. But I want to run this test. Where's my? I'll just do local run of this application and just make sure it works. So I'll just do docker run version 4. Let's see if it will be able to execute this image. Reactive quote service. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see what's the problem. Inspiring to this. Now, application is up and running. Application started, and where I can see the startup time. Is it actually up and running? Should be, right? Looks like it's up and running, but it doesn't seems to work because like no CPU. So let's try this in production, right? So I will do just do docker push okay, so looks like I messed up with the build image. Yeah, exactly. So I need to build the image that not uses default thing, so I will not be able to push it. So in this case, I need to do this one, and it's gonna be for snapshot. Let's do this one. Hopefully, it will use cache to run this. So if I will not be able to finish it right now, we will continue next week where I left off. So we'll see if we have any success with this one. But also, you know, we will learn something new and cool. So what would, again, for those of you who join us, like I see Vimal. Thank you so much for this encouragement, Vimal. Thanks so much for joining us. What are we trying to do right now is we deployed our application to Knative. We expose this application through Conk, and now we need we want to optimize the call start. In order to optimize the call start, instead of like a 6-minute start, we want to start in a few seconds of this application. So that's why I want to build a native image out of this application. Let's see if I will succeed with this. As you can see here, it has this builder aware about certain layers that we need to put this. It puts the certificates, puts the Liberica, which is going to be a version of OpenJDK. After that, it puts the different Spring Boot related things to here. All right, so it was built successful. Let's do Docker push. Now we're pushing the reactive service 2.4. Not 2.5, 004, 004 snapshot, sorry. Again, streaming at the same time and pushing the image to Docker. So, you know, that's what we're doing here. Okay, it's there. Now, demo scene. I'll just do code service. Let's update it. This one snapshot. And we'll just do code service configured and drum roll pods. Oh, not good. Let's see if application will start. Okay. Okay, come on. And if I will do something like and it works, you see, and latency is much smaller. Wow, it works. Fantastic. Why I cannot see how fast application starts? Okay, so I consider this as a success. So if you were here a few minutes ago, you know that the startup time of this application took me, and I'm pretty sure it's new version because old version was using 5.5 or whatnot. And it took let's go back. Let's go back and we go into this serverless service. Let's wait. Let's do this one more time. Now, as you can see here, also Knative handles a versioning of this. So now we can see version 002 is deployed because we changed the version of our component. Now let's wait until it will, go away. I guess in a few seconds. Okay, so now it's done. So we served request. We hit this application. Now let's try to do this one more time. That's quad service. And where's my? Let's call it one more time. It still starts. Come on. Still 8 seconds. I'm probably doing something wrong. Probably I'm doing something wrong here, which supposed to be starting faster. I don't know why it takes some time, but I need to investigate. Maybe I didn't even enable this It's supposed to be enabled, right? It's supposed to be um, yeah, okay. So I will try to investigate. It's not supposed to be that, you know, fun in games. I will wrap this up today for you. My name is Viktor Gamov, as always. I will be here. I will try to be here every 2 weeks and entertain you with some cool things. However, we did learn something today. We did learn something today. How you can use Knative with Kong and deploy applications. So join me next time in 2 weeks, and I will show you how you can optimize the deployment. I tried something, maybe I missed something, most likely I missed something. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Don't forget to hit me in Twitter. Where's my title? That's my Twitter down there. So you can follow me in Twitter and ask these questions in Twitter. Plus, this video will be available. You can write down the comments below. I would love to see what you're thinking, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Basically, maybe in 2 weeks, and we will see how we can fix that. All right. With this, take care.